when we are so overwhelmed, when we feel so tired, when we feel like we can give up in life, it is because of our structure, it's not sufficient enough to can carry the weight that comes with the challenges of life. Our foundation, it's not strong enough to can carry the foundation of life. Because of our foundation, if it's not enough to can carry the load of life, obviously there's some way in life where we're gonna crash. And that's why this week Hey friends, and welcome to the Unpacked Show podcast with myself, Johannes Baloyi, and thank you for joining me, because this is a place where we unpack the question we have in mind on the challenges we come across as we go about building and improving our lives. Friends, if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe so you can be notified when we release a new episode. So this other day, I was having a conversation with a friend of mine, Daniel Langa. So Daniel shared with me something interesting, something phenomenal that he learned from Bishop T.D. Jakes' seminars. So he quoted one of the lines that Bishop T.D. Jakes said from one of his seminars, and as he said that the sustainability of a roof is determined by the strength of the structure and the foundation of a house. So at the back of my mind, I'm still asking myself that, where is this guy trying to get? And he said to me, Mister, of course you cannot use a tile to roof a shack. It's almost impossible because of the structure of a shack. It's not strong enough to can carry a tile. And I said, yeah, mister, you are so, obviously, you are so right. You cannot use the tile to actually roof a shack because of the structure of a shack and the foundation. It's not strong enough to can sustain the load, which is a tile. And he said, this very same thing goes with life. Most of the time, we are so overwhelmed by the weight that comes with the challenges of life because of we are so weak. And that's when he started to dawn deep in me to say that this guy is right. Most of the time, when we are so overwhelmed, when we feel so tired, when we feel like we can give up in life, it is because of our structure, it's not sufficient enough to can carry the weight that comes with the challenges of life. Our foundation, it's not strong enough to can carry the foundation of life. Because of our foundation, if it's not enough to can carry the load of life, obviously there's some way in life where we're gonna crash. And that's why this week I want us to talk about building the foundation of your life. Because I think in life, everything has where it starts. And it is the beginning of life that determines our destiny or our end results. Sometimes we crash during the process and our destiny doesn't turn out how we imagine, mainly because of we didn't start well at the beginning. So it is important that we prepare our foundation so that we don't get overwhelmed with the load of life, which are the challenges that comes with life as we live. Because of one thing that I've come to realize about life is that life, it has its own challenges. In each and every area of our life, we will always come across challenges. In everything that we try to do in life, we will always come across challenges. And it is it is our structure, the structure of our lives, and the foundation of our life that determines whether we will be able to carry the load that comes with the challenges of life. That's why I'm saying that most of the time we crash in life because of our foundation and the structure of our life. It's not strong enough to can carry the load that comes with life. And in each and every area of our life, it is important that we build the strong foundation and a structure that will be able to help us to carry the load that comes with challenges of life. And I've come to realize that one of the most important area of our life that needs a critical structure and a foundation, a more deeper foundation, it is parenting. Because parenting determines who we become in life. And today we are who we are. It doesn't matter whether you are a good person or a bad person in life. You are exactly who you are because of where you come from. Parenting plays a huge role in determining who we become in life. That's why so many of us, we struggle and we battle with the challenges of life. And sometimes we struggle we fail, sometimes we do well and succeed. And I've came to figure out that our structure and the foundation, and also where we come from in life as kids, it plays a huge role as to how we approach life, and also whether we do well or not in life. And actually, it is the conversation that I actually have on day-to-day basis with the people I engage with, to say that, today in life I am who I am because of the role that my parents played when we were still young. Each and every one of us. That's what I'm saying, that whether you are a good person or whether you are a bad person, you are exactly who you are because of where you come from, because of what your parent instilled in you, whether they instilled good things or the bad things in you. But you are who you are. You are exactly who you are because of what you have been instilled, or what has been instilled in your mind as you grow up. That's why I'm saying that parenting is one of the most important area of our life that needs a more deeper foundation of life, and also a critical structure in building who we become in life. Because I've seen how so many of us, we struggle and we suffer in life as a result of lack of parenting. Some of us, we grew up without parents. Some of us, we grew up with single parents. Some of us, we grew up with both parents. And the foundation that our parents laid as they raised us, it actually plays a huge role into who we become today. So some of us, we complain about life, to say that life is difficult. I can't believe that life is difficult according to how it is, according to how I experience it. And when you ask a person, why is life so difficult according to how you experience it, a lot of people will say that it is because of lack of parenting. It's because of I grew up without parents. It's because of I grew up with a single parent and they didn't have much to offer to me. That's why life is so difficult as it is now. And it is true that most of our parents, like myself, I was raised by a single mother, and she did well in taking care of myself and my brothers and my sisters. But one thing that I've came to witness in my parents, in my mother raising me, is that my mother was only able to afford the basic things of life. Things such as, she was able to afford things such as making sure that we've got a roof over our head, a shelter, we go to school, we have clothes, and we also have food to eat. Those were the basic needs that my mother was able to afford. Friends, this podcast is brought to you by Mashala Media Production. I hope you enjoy it. And some of the extra things, such as being able to afford entertainment, being able to afford certain brands, certain fashion, certain sneakers, certain cell phone brands, we were not able to afford those things because of my mother was a single parent. She was able to take care of the basic needs. Only that. That's why today I had to start life from scratch, building life from nothing up until I get to exactly where I imagine to be in life. And I think a lot of us can share the same sentiment, to say that you've been raised by a single parent, or you grew up without parents, and you were only able to afford the basic needs of life. There were other things that you wish you could have in life, but you never had those things because of you didn't have the parents who were privileged enough to actually be able to afford you the things that you want. What I've recognized is that our parents didn't chase their dreams. It's not every parent who had the privilege to chase their dreams and be successful, so that us as their children today, we can be able to have the privilege of affording the things that we want in life. Somewhere there and there in life, they were able to have the privilege to chase their dreams and be successful, so that their children can be able to profit from their success, to profit from them chasing their dreams and being successful as who they are today. That's why we have kids by long, or like they are able to take over from the wealth of their parents. from the riches of their parents to be able to use them as a step ladder to get to where they want to be. So if you can look more deeper into this, you'll realize that some of our parents were able to build a more deeper foundation so that we can be able to do well in life as their children, as some of our parents were not able to build a deeper foundation for whatever reason they had during their time. That's why it is becoming a little bit difficult for us to be able to actually use their success as our stepping ladder. We just have to start life from scratch. And I learned something from one of Elon Musk's talk as he was giving a talk from a college graduation. He said that right now it is a perfect time to take risks as we don't have responsibilities, because the moment we start to have responsibilities, it will be difficult to take risks. And I found the essence of truth in what Elon Musk said, because of that's why it's difficult for others to chase their dreams and do what they love, because of they've got the responsibility. And one of the biggest responsibilities is the responsibility of taking care of our children. So many of us today, we have children, and it is becoming more difficult to be able to chase our dreams as we have to take care of our children. The moment you step out of the gate, you have to make sure that when you come back, you have something that you can be able to clothe your children, something that you can be able to feed your children. That's why it is becoming difficult for us to take those bigger risks so that we can do well and succeed in life as we have children, so that needs us to be able to take care of them. That's why for those who don't have kids, for those who don't have children, it is becoming a little bit easier for them to be able to take more and bigger risks in life, so that they can be able to build a more deeper foundation, and also to build a strong structure of their life. And of course, there are those who have children and they are able to take such bigger risks in life so that they can be able to take care of their children. Because of one thing that I've observed about life, when I look into life, I think in life, for us as youth, for us to be able to do well, to succeed in life, somehow it is because of luck that comes from profiting from our parents. And I look at us and where we are going in this journey of life to say that what will determine whether our children succeed or not in life, part of it is us being able to chase our dreams. Us chasing our dreams, it will actually determine whether our children will be able to do well in life or not. But because a lot of us, we are still able to do well in life, even though our parents were not able to actually build a strong structure of life. And others find it difficult, find their life to be shaking and difficult as they are in marriage and relationship, and they suffer because both partners have not yet built the strong foundation to carry the relationship. People just met and got involved in a relationship without ever being able to build a more deeper foundation and a strong structure that will be able to carry their relationship. And when I speak of a relationship and marriage, it reminds me of one beautiful song by Mparanyane that says, "Nkanako ho motseba." If you can listen to that song, it's one of the beautiful songs. And in that song, there's a beautiful line that says, when Paranyane said that, "Kamufumana mosadi, ene ilin totsotle tseo ke beng ke di hloka, ke tsa pono ya mahlo. Ka mo isa lapeng, mme o batla mokgope wa metsi. O rile ha re sheba bobeding ba rona, a mpitsetsa ka thoko, a re ngwanaka, nka nako ho motseba. Empa I think ke ka utlwella mme wa ka le moruti. Ke ile ka monyala mosadi o. Ka letsatsi le leng ka re ke bua mosebetsing, ka mo fumana ana le monna yo mong. Ka ha moo ka be ke hopola mafoko a mme wa ka le moruti, ha ne bare nka nako ho motseba. This is one of the most beautiful songs. There are times where I just listen to the song because of the song doesn't only narrate a relationship, but it narrates life. in general, to say that sometimes when we approach life, we look at the things that we want from the outer surface without ever looking in the deeper meaning of something. Because of most of the time, relationships and marriages die because people got into a relationship and marriage only because of you saw someone who's beautiful, who's got beautiful body. Somehow you saw someone who's got money, who's having a beautiful job, having an apartment and a car, and you thought that this person is someone that you can be with in life. And as time goes by, you start to see the true colors of a person, as we say it, or you start to realize the person from who they are. And now it's becoming difficult for you to be able to be in a relationship and build life with that person. Why? Because from the get-go, you were not able to build a more deeper foundation. You didn't get to know each other well in life. And that's why when you got to know each other as time goes by, you start to realize that this person, no, is not a person I can build life with. And of course, other areas of life, it's business. Sometimes businesses die because of lack of strong foundation. People start business because if you saw a friend or someone doing well, and you get into a business without preparing yourself. That's why my role model Vusi Tembekwayo once said something on his interview on Real Talk with Anelem Doda. He said that often when successful people share their story, it often sounds like they've always had it figured out, but honestly speaking, sometimes, somewhere, somehow, it was a little bit of luck there and there. But when you listen to them, you think that they always have it figured out. But the truth is, nobody has it figured out. We are all battling with challenges. Successful people, when they tell their story, they had to fight difficult challenges that when they tell their story, you cannot see those things because of that time has passed. Now they're just sharing their story, and when you listen to them, you think that they've always have it figured out, never realizing that sometimes it's a little bit of luck just there and there. And in another area of our life, sometimes we fail in school and tertiary institutions because of lack of foundation. If you can check one of the best and the most loving interview I had with Katla Okutumela, sharing 10 principles of academic excellence, one of the most beautiful interviews, sharing those 10 principles of academic excellence that actually helped him when he was still in tertiary level. And those are the principles that still carries him even now as he's still working and having businesses. And those are the principles that from the first time I heard him sharing them, I thought that these are the most beautiful principles that I can actually apply in my life. And after I applied those principles in my life, they worked so beautiful and so well. And that's when I reached out to him and requested to have him on the podcast to come and share more about those 10 principles and how he came about coming across those 10 principles and the impact they had on his life. So go and check that interview with Katla Okutumela, sharing those 10 principles of academic excellence. So you see, with life, the most important thing about building the foundation is to help carry us through difficult times and to help to prepare us as we go about living our life. And this brings me to a question to say that, and it's a question that you can develop when you're talking about building the foundation of life, to say that, how do we build foundation? And also, what is the foundation of life? And I came to realize that the foundation of life, it's our roots, where we come from, where we start before we get to where we are going in life. And for us to be where we are, and the people who we are, it is because of the people who carried us from where we started in life, which is our childhood development. There are people who carried us, such as our parents and guardians, our pastors, our teachers, the people in our community. All these people are the people who played a role in us being who we are today. They equipped us with knowledge that is sufficient enough and that we now use in each and every day of our lives as we go about building and improving our lives. That's why I say that parenting is one of the most important area of our life that needs critical attention in terms of building the structure and digging more deeper into building the foundation of our life, the foundation that will actually help us to go through as we navigate life and deal with the challenges that comes with life, so that we don't actually get to be overwhelmed by the challenges of life. And as we grow up, it seems like we are losing touch of the fact that there has to be people who should carry us from where we are to where we are going in life, or where we want to be in life. We need to have people like role models. We need to read books. We need to have people like role models. We need to have consultants. We need to have coaches. So these are the people who should help us, and these are the people who have what it takes to actually help us to get to where we want to be in life. So that we can be able to navigate life, because as we grow, when we are kids, we depend so much on our parents to raise us, and now as adults, it is our responsibility to take over and navigate our life, because many of us, we already know where we are going, but because of the difficulty we come across in life, it seems like it is difficult to get to where we want to be, mainly because of we don't have the people who should help us to carry on as we build life, to help us to navigate life, such as having the mentors, reading books, having role model. These are the people who have the blueprint of where we want to be, the people who've actually traveled in this journey of life, and they got to where we want to be in life. So that's why it seems like it's becoming difficult for us to be able to get to where we want to be. Because for us, before we can succeed in creating who we imagine to be and shape our life according to how we imagine it to be, we first have to identify who we are, so that we can be able to associate ourselves with the relevant people who will help us to excel in life. And remember, if you find it difficult and you find yourself shaking in life, look at the people around you. Look at the foundation that you have built. If the people around you are not helping, go out there and search the people who can be able to help you get to where you want to be in life. So yeah, this is what we had for you this week on the Unpacked Show podcast, unpacking the question we have in mind on the challenges we come across as we go about building and improving our lives. Till we meet on the next episode, be blessed, be healthy, and as my role model Vusi Tembekwayo once said, have the spirit of the underdog. Goodbye.